Hey everyone, Lazy Panda here. This story time is about the time I got lunch detention over me listening to music. Honestly, the school year just sucked and some of the teachers were annoying and I was trying to mind my own business whenever they came around and invaded. Luckily, my high school year has been better than my middle school years. Earlier today, the seniors all lined up in a row and threw balls at everyone that was on the first floor. This was because tomorrow's the seniors' last day. I kept 2 of them for a souvenir, just something to look back at when I become one myself. Anyways, back in middle school, the years sucked and were long and boring. I was always waiting for the bell to ring so I could just get the day over with. It's also crazy to think about how many people from my middle school to now aren't all my friends. Just a year ago to now shows that too. Not to say losing people isn't bad, but sometimes you just gotta grow, with or without certain people. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this story time. If you want more, there will be a playlist of these story times. Anyways, let's dive on in. This story time takes place in my 7th grade. Like my other middle school stories, the setting was boring, the weather was damp, and was tiring. Don't get me wrong, I love the rain, but during my classes it made me so exhausted. We actually had a really horrible thunderstorm that would shake my house and it kinda made me jump. I'm not scared of thunder, but I think that's the hardest storm I've heard. But I waited around 40 minutes for my bus, because it was either my bus was really early or really late. I really had no seats because I was the last one to be picked up, and so I would either sit as the third person and kill my leg that's prevented me from falling in the middle, or just sit on the floor of the bus. So my mornings were always a drag and just annoying. And every morning I would have my music in my ears and just listening to that to distract myself from the fact that I'm literally sitting on the wet floor. It takes us around 10 minutes to get to the school and then we get off it. Now every morning we would enter the building and the teachers would be there being loud, saying hats off, hoods off, etc. Which I get, but we would have just entered the building, like give me a minute. So I walk up the stairs and past the teachers downstairs, then a lady was up there and she was telling me to take my earphones out and I ignored it, pretending I couldn't hear her. I hated the school so much, so my respect for it in general was pretty bad. She tapped me on the shoulder to tell me again, so I rolled my eyes and continued forward. As I entered my class to sit, I see the lady approach my teacher, who also was horrible, and speak about what I just did. She just came at me saying, "You can't be doing that, Dom, you know the rules." And I said, "So me listening to music is harmful to others all of a sudden?" Now don't do what I did. I was just having a very bad morning and I didn't want to deal with anyone. This part caught me by surprise, but she automatically switched on me and said, "You have lunch detention with me today. Here's your pass." The pass was a blue piece of paper that would excuse you from whatever you were doing. But before going to lunch, I went through the classes and just didn't care about the lessons. I asked to use the bathroom and went so I could just think about what's going to happen. Then it was time for lunch. I went ahead, got my lunch, and sat alone at this class. It was so boring and I just thought that I had to give in, so I literally faked this next part. I acted all happy, asked for my teacher, and apologized to her. Then I asked for the lady who originally started this charade and said sorry to her as well. Did I really feel sorry? No, I just want to prevent this from happening again. My teacher was very annoying and was always on me. She got on me when I had my hat on while we were waiting to be dismissed. We waited at our desk to hear our grades be dismissed and she's so focused on me having my hat on. Then once we were dismissed, my assistant principal came out of the blue while I was walking out of the hallway and said as I was leaving, "Mind you, you're not allowed to wear hats, Dom." But I didn't care, so I wore my hat all the way home. Moral of the story, I actually really don't know. Don't make things bigger than needed. And luckily, I made it out and now I'm in high school and life is better than ever. I guess don't do drugs, cause drugs are bad. Maybe in 2030 it'll be illegal to wear hats in school and you'll be arrested for it.